'cause you're my favorite subject, my sweet, submissive subject, my loyal, royal subject.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 upbeat Broadway songs with dark lyrics. For this list, we'll be looking at the most notable tracks from musicals that sound cheerful on the surface, but whose words tell another story. Which dark musical numbers do you love to sing along to? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Light My Candle, Rent.
What do you forget?
Got a light.
I know you're shivering.
It's nothing that turns off my heat.
The AIDS epidemic may seem like a dark subject for a musical, but Rent finds some light in the darkness, bringing stories of friendship and love to the fore. In Light My Candle, we witness a meet-cute between Mimi and Roger, where she asks for a light because her heat isn't working. There's all the tension and hope of first attraction, but the lyrics reveal a more serious subtext. They notably talk about his dead ex-girlfriend and her job at a strip club.
Oh no, I mean you do have a nice... you look familiar.
Like your dead girlfriend.
Yeah, only when you smiled, but I'm sure I've seen you somewhere else.
Do you go to the Cat Scratch Club?
And while Mimi is being flirtatious, she's also suffering from addiction and needs her fix. As a recovering addict, Roger recognizes the signs, which are alluded to in the lyrics. That's some pretty heavy stuff.
I was born to be bad.
I once was born to be bad. I used to shiver like that.
I have no heat,
I used to sweat.
I got a cold.
I used to be a junkie.
But now and then I like to.
Number 9, You Will Still Be Mine, Waitress.
Remember my clean shave back in our old days when we were just kids.
Based on the 2007 film, Waitress is centered on Jenna, who works in a diner and is trapped in a loveless marriage. Her controlling husband Earl takes her wages and severely mistreats her. You Will Still Be Mine takes place after she tells him she's pregnant. It's Earl's Number, an upbeat, rocky tune where he recalls the early days of their relationship. Out of context, it sounds like a romantic love song, if you ignore the odd line that hints at his egoistic nature.
These are ties that bind. Sing it, honey.
Till the sun don't shine,
You will still be mine.
But when you understand the dynamic of their marriage, it's much more sinister. The lyrics could be a declaration of undying love, but in this case, they sound more like a scary promise to keep Jenna trapped. Number 8, Dentist, Little Shop of Horrors.
When I was younger, just a bad little kid, my mama noticed funny things I did, like shooting puppies with a BB gun.
Little Shop of Horrors is a comedy rock musical that first appeared off-Broadway in the 80s. It has songs by the legendary Disney musical team of Howard Ashman and Alan Menken.
I'm your dentist, and I enjoy the career that I picked. I'm your dentist, and I get off on the pain I inflict.
It's also a story about a florist named Seymour who accidentally winds up with a monster plant that feeds on human flesh. The villain song Dentist is one of the most extreme in the musical, yet you'd never predict how dark the lyrics are if you only heard the beat. The dentist, named Orin Scrivello, sings about his sadistic joy in causing pain to his patients, recalling how his mother predicted his future profession. He's singing with cheerful gusto, but his cruelty is nothing to smile at.
Somewhere in heaven above me, I know that my mama's proud of me, 'cause I'm a dentist and a success.
Number 7, You'll Be Back, Hamilton.
You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay.
The music of Hamilton breaks the musical theater mold, as much of the story is told through rap, R&B, and hip-hop style tracks. But King George's solo is more of a traditional show tune. Jaunty and upbeat, You'll Be Back has the flavor of a breakup song.
Even though it's about history, Lynn has found a way lyrically and musically to connect it to now. And so having the King George psychology be like a breakup song from Britain to America, I feel like makes it really relatable.
The king is the unrepentant ex, informing his partner that they're bound to come crawling back.
And ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, you'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war for your love, for your praise.
Except he's singing to his lost colony, and his threats go way beyond busting windows at a car. The antagonist's manic happiness makes lines about armed battalions and murder of family members all the more disturbing.
'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love.
But it's comedic too. King George might have minimal stage time, but he definitely makes an impression. Number 6. All You Wanna Do, 6.
I think we can all agree I'm the 10 amongst these threes. And ever since I was a child, it'd make the boys go wild.
Usually portrayed as Henry VIII's promiscuous young wife, Catherine Howard doesn't often get the sympathy afforded to the other 5 queens. The British musical 6, which made its official debut on Broadway in 2021, tackles her image problem head-on.
He plucked my strings all the way to G, went from major to minor, C to D. Tell me what you need, what you want, you don't need to plead.
It gives each queen the chance to tell her story, in an attempt to decide who faced the most agony. Howard's character was inspired by pop princesses like Britney Spears and Ariana Grande, and her solo fits the bill. It's fun, catchy, and full of innuendo, but it's also desperately sad.
I thought this time was different. Why did I think he'd be different? But it's never, ever different.
She sings about the men she's known, gradually making it clear that she became trapped in a cycle of severe mistreatment. It's darkly comedic, but we doubt anybody's left giggling by the final refrain.
The only thing you wanna do is...
Number 5. The Heat Is On in Saigon, Miss Saigon.
The heat is on in Saigon. The girls are ready to squirrel.
Based on the tragic opera Madame Butterfly and set during the Vietnam War, Miss Saigon is one of the heaviest musicals out there. This song sets the tone with an uncomfortable mix of hedonism, sleaze, and tragedy.
My bikini is just the right size. Don't you enjoy how it rides up my thighs? From behind it'll knock out your eyes.
It begins as a group of soldiers who are disillusioned with the war arrive at Dreamland, a club and brothel. We're notably introduced to the leading man, Chris, whose friend offers to buy him a girl. He declines, but when the proprietor of the establishment pushes forward Kim, a new girl from the country, his attention is caught.
All of these girls here know much more what to say, but I know I'm so much more than you see.
Needless to say, the subject matter is intense and disturbing, despite the track's peppy energy. Number 4. Sobbin' Women, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Tell you about them sobbing women who lived in the Roman days. It seems that they all went swimming while their men was off to graze.
This classic movie musical made it to Broadway in the 80s. Sobbin' Women is arguably the most memorable song in the show, but it's also quite problematic. It's about women being abducted and forced to marry against their will.
Oh yes, them women was sobbing, 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 passing them nights, while the Romans was going out hobnobbing, starting up fights.
When his brothers are pining after the girls they like, Adam argues that the easiest solution is to ride down into town and carry them off by force. According to him, it was how the Romans did things, and that's good enough.
Oh, they acted angry and annoyed,
but secretly they was overjoyed.
You might recall that.
The song is pretty shocking if you listen closely to the lyrics, but the melody is infectious. You might end up having to remind yourself what they're singing about.
And though there'll be a sobbing for a while, oh yes, we're gonna make them sobbing women smile.
Number 3. G. Officer Krupke, West Side Story.
Dear kindly Sergeant Krupke, you gotta understand, it's just our bringing up that gets us out of hand. Our mothers all are junkies, our fathers all are drunks. Golly Moses, naturally we're punks.
One of West Side Story's most underrated songs, this number marries black comedy with a catchy tune. It's sung by the Jets, who provide tongue-in-cheek explanations for their delinquent behavior.
Gee, Officer Krupke, we're very upset. We never had the love that every child ought to get. We ain't no delinquents, we're misunderstood. Deep down inside us there is good.
There are witty lyrics and lots of physical comedy, yet beneath the surface the song is tragic. There's truth to the idea that the gang is a product of their upbringing and trapped by circumstance.
Hey. The opinion of this court, the boy's depraved that a county ain't at a normal home.
Hey, I'm depraved on account I'm deprived.
So take this nut to a head shrinker.
Maybe they just need a chance to really thrive and reach their full potential. So while the number is comedic, there's an underlying sense of helplessness and frustration hidden underneath it. The world has placed the Jets in a box, and they can't break free from it.
Officer Krupke, Krupke you!
Number 2. A Little Priest, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Seems a downright shame.
Shame.
Seems an awful waste. Such a nice plum frame. What's his name has?
A story about murder and cannibalism was never gonna be entirely lighthearted. However, the Sweeney Todd musical manages to inject a lot of levity into its macabre tale.
Business never better, using only pussycats and toast. Now one pussy's good for maybe 6 or 7 at the most. And I'm sure they can't compare as far as taste.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion.
In A Little Priest, Mrs. Lovett first concocts the idea for her human pie business. The gentle waltzing melody and casual phrasing make the concept seem almost palatable in a weird, twisted way.
Haven't you got poet or something like that?
Now you see the trouble with poet is how do you know it's deceased? Try the priest.
Even Mrs. Lovett herself comes across sort of okay. The character has a certain homely charm, despite her wildly evil ways. Throughout the song, she and Todd discuss the merits of different professions as pie ingredients. Priest is fresh, grocer is green, and the puns all help to lighten the extremely dark lyrics.
Thicker, more like thicker.
No, it has to be grosser. It's green.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. We both reached for the gun, Chicago. Billy Flynn manipulates the deadly story in this vaudeville number.
She knew that she was doing wrong.
Then describe it.
He came toward me
with a pistol
from my bureau.
Did you fight him?
Like a tiger. He had strength and she had none. And yet we both reached for the gun.
It's the hard knock life, Annie. The orphans bemoan their full of sorrow life.
What's that? Who's he?
Lovely Ladies, Les Miserables. Desperate times lead Fantine to take extreme measures.
Lovely ladies waiting in the dark, ready for a thick one or a quick one in the park.
Long time, short time, any time, my dear. Cost a little extra if you want to take all year.
Quick and cheap is underneath the
Go and see then.
I See a River, Urinetown. Humanity is doomed and it's the fault of the heroes.
What kind of musical musical is this? The good guys finally take over, and then everything starts falling apart?
Like I said, little Sally, this isn't a happy musical.
But the music's so happy.
Yes, little Sally, yes it is.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Springtime for Hitler, The Producers.
Germany was having trouble, what a sad, sad story. Needed a new leader to restore its former glory. Where, oh, where was he? Where could that man be?
The Producers began its life as a movie, but has since been adapted into a Broadway musical. It follows Max Bialystock and Leo Bloom as they try to create a musical flop as part of a fraudulent plan. However, the show, which is about Hitler and Nazi Germany, is so ridiculous it becomes a hit. This surprise success features a particularly shocking number called Springtime for Hitler, full of lively singing and dancing.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Deutschland is happy and gay.
It's all kinds of offensive, with a plethora of lines praising the dictator. But like the audiences in The Producers, we can appreciate the song for its so bad you can't look away quality. You definitely don't want this number to get stuck in your head though.
Watch my show. I'm the German Ethel Merman, don't you know? We are crossing borders. The New World Order is here.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.